my dear friends. It's me, Blanca. Hopefully, you guys had a blessed day. The other day, I had a dream that reminded me of how when I used to run my own daycare, I used to take care of children of all ages. And I noticed a lot of different things between the older kids and the younger kids, not only on their mentality and the way they think, the way they act, their maturity. So I want to remind all of you that if you have a child and children that are 10 and under, please try to keep them away from the older children. Not for anything mean or anything weird. It's just because the younger children are so innocent. Okay, their mentality is innocent because they haven't learned as much as the older children. The other thing is the younger children are like sponges. They learn so much so fast. So it's best for you to try to keep their innocence as long as possible. And that one way you can do that is by not letting them hang out with older kids. Because older kids, they just talk about life, they talk about different things, and you don't want your younger children to grow up so fast and learn from them. Let them be young and enjoy their life as a child, as little children, as much as possible. Because as we all know, children really do grow up fast nowadays. Especially newborns. Imagine newborns. They're like between 0 and 1. Their clothes don't even fit. If you don't hurry up and have them use their clothes that you bought them when they were first born, because they grow up so fast. And little 2-year-olds and 5-year-olds, they grow up so quickly. So like I said, it's best for you to keep children from 10 and under together so they can hang out, and then let the older ones hang out with people their own age. Always keep an eye on your children. Make sure they're safe, that they're happy, that they're not hungry. Whenever, as soon as possible, as soon as you wake up, I know you guys are already doing this as mothers and fathers, but I'm reminding you. I know the phones take a lot of our time sometimes. We get distracted by watching a video, listening to music, answering emails for work, stuff like that. But remember, we have to set a routine. Have a schedule for your children. Children grow up best and happy when they have a schedule, when they know that at a certain time they're going to get their breakfast, at a certain time they have to get dressed, at a certain time they have to, they get a snack and they watch their TV, at a certain time they have to do schoolwork, at a certain time they're going to have their lunch, at a certain time they have to go outside and play. It's a schedule. It's always great to have a schedule for children because it doesn't only help them, but it also helps you. So please try to do that, okay? When I used to run my daycare a long time ago, I used to do different things according to their age. So they had little groups. The younger ones played together, the older ones played together. I always had a schedule. There was playtime outside, there was story time, there was nap time, and there's if they want to watch TV or whatever, or do their homework, it's just different in daycare. But when you're are home with your children, because I know a lot of parents now, they work from home. Not all of them get to work in an office. And so when your children get home from school, it's always great to still keep that routine going so that they get used to it, and it's easier for you and for them. So, like I was saying, remember to always have their needs met. If you need to plan snacks and meals ahead of time, do that. It will be very beneficial, not only for you because you'll have less stress, but for them because they have a schedule and they're gonna know when it's meal time, when it's snack time, and all that. We must always have a schedule at the house. Remind yourself what day of the week you're washing clothes, what day of the week you have to do, clean up, whether it's the bathrooms, if you rotate between cleaning the bathrooms and then cleaning other stuff, other areas of your house, or if you do it all in one day, on multiple days. But the meals, if you plan ahead, as soon as you buy your groceries, because you already bought groceries according to the meals you're gonna make, you can start cutting the vegetables, separating the meats, put them in Ziploc bags, whether in the freezer or in the refrigerator. Make sure you name them and date them. And then it becomes way easier when it's time for you to cook, because then okay, I have my chicken, my beef, my vegetables, everything's already set up. You just, when it's time to cook, you get whatever you need, and you're saving so much time, and all that time you can use, either for your work, or just for yourself to relax and not be so stressed. Because I know when people have children, like me, I had 3 children. I was super busy all the time. So I understand how it is to have kids, They take a lot of time, and that's just how it is. And it's better for a parent to always be relaxed and calm around your children, always be happy, and don't show them stress, because if you start being stressed, the kids could feel it. And if you start, complaining, yelling, or whatever, you don't want to do any of that in front of the kids, because believe it or not, kids copy parents. And you don't want to have that kind of energy around them. You want your children to always be happy, to be calm, to feel safe, and to know that, you know, kids know when the parents are not happy and when you're too stressed. So don't be anything like that around your kids, because you don't want them to worry about you, especially not when they're little. Anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys about the dream that I had, and, remind you guys, even though you already know, about children and keeping them safe and not mixing them with older kids. Okay? Have a great evening and talk to you soon, my friends. Have a blessed day. Remember, God loves you.